Hello and welcome back to another episode. I'm your host, Mad, and today I'm recording this with a video camera and a microphone, of course, but I also have a video camera here, which means this episode will be going onto YouTube, which I'm freaking out about because it's about damn time. I'm currently on my couch in my living room. Yes, I just put my slippers on my couch if you saw that in the YouTube. You know what? All of our furniture is secondhand. So sometimes I'm like, it doesn't really matter. But my beautiful husband Graham would say otherwise. I don't have socks on and I don't want to show you my feet. So anyway, yay, welcome back. This morning, today, I made the most insane ginger shots. I did it's like a juice, I juiced some ginger. I actually went to an insane grocery store the other day. It was an Asian market. My new favorite place. Hands down, my new favorite place on the whole entire planet. I got a huge thing of ginger there for $3.99. And if you know that ginger is not normally $3.99. Like one little piece of it is $3.99. But I got a whole fucking vat of it. And I was really pumped about it because I was going to make these health shots because Graham just hasn't been feeling great lately. I keep telling him to eat raw garlic and he won't do it. So I have to do other modalities now, if you will. So I made ginger shots. I did ginger, carrot, apple, and lemon, and they're super tasty. In addition to making those ginger shots, I made my health sludge that I like to keep in the fridge. Basically, it's a combination of honey, onions, ginger, garlic, lemon, and apple cider vinegar. It's incredible. It works better than any over-the-counter cold flu I've ever taken. And I like to leave it in my fridge. So basically what you do is you chop up a bunch of shit. And I guess I'm starting off early here. Welcome. This is my health hack for the week. But you chop up everything. You almost grate it all up. Grating it works really well too. But you chop it up in really, really, really small, fine bits. Put all of that in a jar. Douse it with honey. Cover all of the veggies and goodness with honey. And then do a quarter cup of apple cider vinegar. Shake it up. Leave it in the fridge. You can start eating it 4 hours after you make it, but I like to let it sit for a full day before I take my first scoop. And basically you just eat spoonfuls every single day, or not every single day. Whenever you're feeling sick and you need a little extra health boost, you would take a sip of that. And it's amazing. It's amazing. I'm obsessed with the taste, but that's because I'm a crazy person. Graham doesn't love it that much, but if you just get through it, it really helps you from not getting sick. Are you coming out? Oh, Graham's door keeps creaking open and shut, and it's freaking me out. It's got to be Melvin. Oh, no, it is in fact Graham. Do you want to come say hi to my first video podcast? Oh my God. Special appearance from the one and only Graham Deaver.
Hello.
Hello. He just put his sunglasses on before he got on camera.
I was going outside.
To do what?
To install the security cameras.
Oh, I told them we already installed security cameras.
Oh,
Caught. Can't put that on.
Can't take it anywhere.
Did you see I made the health sludge? And it's in the fridge?
No. What is that?
My onion shit.
Oh, no. I'm not doing that.
Yes,
Actually,
you
I
are.
kind of need to. Yeah.
I made it for you.
Okay, I'll go through it right now.
And the ginger shots.
There's ginger shots?
Yeah, the orange juice in there that I made is like
boiling ginger.
I've been boiling ginger in a simmer pot, of course, but I put like a ginger juice with carrot, apple, and lemon in there too.
Give me the mic.
Practicing my interviewing skills.
Cool. I'm gonna go try it right now.
Yeah, good, nice.
Yeah.
All right.
And I'm gonna go outside and not install the security cameras because I did that 2 weeks ago.
You did that 2 weeks ago.
Definitely weren't lying to make sure that if anyone was listening to the podcast and thought that we didn't have security cameras up already, that they knew that we had them up 2 weeks ago, ipso facto. So they've been up.
They've been up. Actually, by the time this episode goes up, the cameras will have been installed.
I just play with these
Tools?
Yeah.
Because they're fun.
Yeah.
Okay. That's Graham, everyone. If you didn't know what he looks like, now you know now. Oh, he just ran into our lamp. Oh, you're cute. I love you. Oh, my goodness. So, yeah, Graham hasn't been feeling well, so I made him some health sludge. And it's kind of tough to get him to eat it, but once he starts eating it, he always starts feeling better. So that is fun. I really didn't think I was going to start this quick. I thought this was going to take me a lot to get set up, so I didn't quite expect to be talking to you right now about all of this. But here we are. I have notes on my phone about all the things I want to talk about today with you, because so much has happened in the last week. Okay. The notes are noting. So basically, this past week has been a very busy week. We've been busy with podcasts. We've been busy with event things and getting all that set up. Hannah and I, one of my best friends, who is also our first employee at Event Things, went sourcing to kind of round out our inventory right now. We just needed a few pieces here and there to complete some collections, some things, some ideas, all the things. So we went sourcing and we absolutely crushed it. We went to 2 thrift stores, and the first one we walked in and the place was stacked with vintage plates, like so many vintage plates. And not only were they like just vintage plates, they were the most perfect vintage plates we could have ever imagined. Like, we actually found a set that matches a piece we already have in our collections. And so I was just dying. It was heaven on earth. Hannah found an insane set. We found an insane tea set. We just found so many good things. And we were loving life. At one point we were checking out and the woman was like, "What are you doing? Like, what are you two up to?" And I was like, "We have a vintage rental company." And she was like, "Oh, that checks out. Great finds." And I was like, "Thank you so much. We have good taste." And she's like, "You do." That was a little narcissistic, but I just know we have really good taste in vintage goods. We're there all the time. We see it and we love it, and we love it so much that now we get to share it with you. So whatever, I'm all excited. Another thing we found, which I was absolutely stoked about, because it's another piece to the puzzle that just fell into our laps, that I truly was like, thank you, universe. We found a vintage trunk. And the reason this is so important is because, oh my God, I just got an insane text. The reason this trunk is so crucial, if you will, to these beginnings is because I've been really trying to brainstorm, what are we going to put all of these goods in for deliveries, and how do we make deliveries really cute, and how do we create a vibe with that? Because essentially what we're doing here, we're not doing anything new. We're taking the event rental company and flipping it. We're millenifying it. I don't know if that's a word, but we're making it millennial vibes. We're bringing a sustainable aspect to the situation. We're also bringing an aesthetic to the situation, which I think is really huge and much needed in today's day and age. So anyway, I've been really trying to think about how we elevate the delivery and pickup experience. And all my questions were answered when I found this vintage trunk. So I was like, this is obviously what we're going to put everything in. And then we can make this. Hannah came up with a really amazing idea where we can display the trunk at the people's houses really cutesy so that after they rinse all their dishes, they can put all their dishes back into the trunk all cutesy. And it's just a whole moment and a whole vibe. And I loved it. So that was really amazing. And I just felt super like, thank you, universe, for putting this trunk into my vision, or like literally in my path. It's amazing. It's amazing. I love it. That's why I love thrifting, because it's just so crazy. Because when you show up to the store, the trunk's not there, but then by the time you're about to leave, the trunk just magically appears, and it's like, oh my god, somebody just put that there for me. So it's like wild. We also found a filing cabinet, which I'm stoked about, because another area of our business is we're going to create a dinner party club, a subscription service to all of our like diehard hosts. Like if you're a host who hosts like 1 to 2 times a month, you host your people and you like want to use our service, you would be a perfect person for the subscription service. You wouldn't have to pay all the normal fees. You'd get like a deal here and there. We'd build a relationship with each other. Be a match made in heaven. You know what I mean? We can just hook it up down the line when you become a member. And so we found a filing cabinet to keep all of the information about our members. Stoked. So that was huge. Am I talking too fast? Am I like really going through this? Anyway, we set up our office. I feel like I talked about that already. We set up our office and we've already had dreams of how to expand it. And like what we're going to put where. And I already like, I'm excited. It's sick. We just had a really productive week. In this last week, I actually learned so much about myself. So, you know how last week I woke up on Friday, I recorded a podcast. I was so run down. I was so like blah. Turns out we were actually 7 days out from my period. So we were like hardcore experiencing luteal phase. I just think it's so funny because I just forgot to check where I was with my cycle. And the other day I was like, ugh, I am so out of it. I'm not feeling normal. Checked. And I was like, oh, 2 days until you get your period. And I was like, oh, perfect. So that was really funny. So I think going into my meetings this week, I was still feeling very luteal-y, and I was feeling a little short and sassy and maybe just annoyed is what I was like. I kept feeling annoyed, but I wasn't annoyed at anything or anyone. It was just a feeling I was feeling, and then it annoyed myself. Like I kept getting annoyed at myself that I was feeling this way. And it was like a crazy mental thing. And I recognized it pretty instantly, and I really started to apologize to both Bridget and Hannah. I was like, wait guys, like I'm so sorry for the way I'm acting right now, because it's not normal. I'm triggering myself. Like I don't like any of it. And of course they're amazing humans, and they're like, bro, don't even worry about it. We didn't even notice you were being some type of way. And I was like, well, thank you. I just feel like they let me live my life, and it's amazing. Like other people would not. So they are incredible. But moving forward, I was just like, oh, these are behaviors I like never want to exude or be or like act like. And I'm making it sound like I was like a harsh, raging bitch. I was not being that. I was just like struggling to communicate, I think, was like the overall arching theme, and that was annoying me. And I could just sense the annoyance, and I just hated it. So whatever. But that's, of course, like I was freaking out internally, apologizing so hard to these girls, and they're like, bro, like we didn't even, like, you're fine. So I guess that's just from like a self-aware, I don't know what the moral of the story is right there, But I think that's a downside to being so self-aware all the time, is that sometimes you can like hyper analyze yourself, and you just don't need to be that way. I was telling myself, like, stop being like this, stop hyper analyzing, just like relax, do your work, do it to the best of your abilities, everything's going to be okay. So that was like an interesting thing to that was just an interesting thing to come up this week, was me just learning about myself. And then I also had a moment with like fear this week that I kind of wanted to talk about, because the news this week was just absolutely bonkers and a little psychotic, and it's a lot to digest. It's just a lot to digest. I'm not going to lie. Right now, we're in crazy transition. A lot of us feel hopeless. It's just like it's all happening so suddenly, so fast, and it's spiraling. And I know a lot of us right now are just straight up panicked. And I have so many thoughts. This is what they want us to feel. This is why they're doing all of this. They want us to be living in fear, anger, and sadness, because that keeps us the most confused, disorganized, and quiet. You know? They want us to be all those things. They want us to be scared. They want us scared out of our minds, because then all we're going to go do is scare the next person. Fear-mongering, if you will. It's a vicious cycle. You get scared, so you tell your best friend about what scared you, and then they tell their best friend, and then all of a sudden it's whispered down the lane, and all of a sudden the story is completely different from what the first person said, but everyone's still fucking scared, and no one knows the truth, and everyone's confused, so no one speaks up, because no one, again, knows the truth. That is exactly what they're doing to us right now. So, I think what we need to do is we need to see, this is so fucked up, because I was about to say we need to tune them out, but I also don't want to do that, because we need to stay informed. We just need to have our wits about us, and we cannot be believing everything we're reading right off the bat. I think it's important for us to be like, if that sounds batshit crazy, we need to find a second source to back it up from a credible, reliable source, you know? We can't just be watching like 4 different TikToks or Instagram videos or seeing 4 different influencers post about it, because at the end of the day, I don't think us normal people just have all the facts. But this is hard, because I don't know where to go to get the facts. So this is why this is all so fucked up, and this is why I don't talk about politics that often, is because there's just so much out there, and everyone has their own algorithm. So everyone's seeing their own beliefs over and over and over again. And that's why I just feel we're all so fucking confused. And that's why this all is able to happen. So anyway, we need to be grounded in who we are. And we need to start really taking care of ourselves and our direct community, our local community, the people around us who we interact with every day and who we love. We need to focus on them first. And then when we do that, we can then organize. Once you get in your community, once you really focus on them, the next steps start to make sense. Also, very important to niche down right now. I was just talking about this with a friend. She is niching down. She is figuring out what fucked up shit she cares about the most right now, and she's leaning into that. And I was obsessed with that advice. But again, It started with her finding the community that was being impacted the most, that she cares about the most, to then niche down and help that community. So, very important. Focus on yourself first. It's like how, you know how they say like you can't pour from an empty cup. You really need to focus on yourself first. I'm going to say it. I'm going to like literally drill that into you because I think this is what's going to change the world. Like when you focus on yourself, you fill your own cup and then you can pour from your overflow. And that's how the most impactful shit gets done. So in order to start working on yourself, you're sitting here like, Maddie, what the fuck can I do to work on myself? Great question, friend. Here's the answer. Create more energy in your body. The easiest way I know how to do that, movement. An object in motion stays in motion. Put your body in motion. Create energy. You will stay in motion. Your next steps will be fed to you. It's kind of basic. It sounds very basic, but I'm telling you, create more energy, raise your frequency. Then you'll start to attract shit around you. I'm staring into the YouTube video right now. I wish you were watching this because I'm just doing crazy things. But yeah, like focus on you, focus on your energy, your frequency. You'll attract the right things. The community will come to you, and then you can help in the most biggest, positive, most perfect ways ever. That is how we are going to change this fucking world. I'm telling you right now. I swear. And I can't let you, I also want to reiterate again, they want you to feel scared. So just don't feel scared. Like literally stop yourself from feeling the fear. Chase the fear. It's the only way we're going to grow as a human and become stronger and more resilient. Conquering your fears is like everything. And honestly, I think it's what we're meant to do as humans. If something makes you feel uncomfortable, ask yourself why, go towards it, figure it out. You know, that's how you're just going to grow. And I'm telling you, the more you face your fears, conquer that shit, you will be the strongest bitch in the game. The strongest, most resilient human. Anything could happen to you and it wouldn't even faze you at a certain point. Like, it's amazing. It's incredible. That's why I try to get myself to be a little bit I try to put myself in an uncomfortable situation every single day. Right now, I've been working really hard on rejection therapy. And then like a few weeks ago, we went to Aspen and I called to try to get our rooms upgraded. And I never got a no. I did learn a thing. I just never got to the right person. So we didn't get the upgrade. I never got to the right person, but I never got a no. And I was asking crazy things. So yeah, rejection therapy. Get yourself uncomfortable. Face your fears. Do the damn thing. Become stronger and more resilient along the way. And if you're curious about rejection therapy, I highly recommend you Googling it because it's fascinating. Yeah. So face your fears. Go to whatever. I feel like I'm just like a fucking broken record right now. I'm getting inundated with text messages. What are my notes? So I am like really passionate about that, really passionate about fear, really passionate about you just doing the damn thing. You know what I mean? Everything right now, it's really easy to just be feeling pissed off and like I don't know. I have no words. It's really hard to know how to feel right now. And I just think it's really important for people like you and me to focus on ourselves and just, staying the course, and helping anyone along the way to the best of our abilities. So that. I know this was a short episode today because we were just like testing out this new camera situation and seeing if I can even do this in general, but I'm grateful to have you here with me. Let me know if you like the YouTube. I think I do already. I think I'm kind of addicted. Like I'm looking at you right now and I'm dying. Okay, so anyway, I hope you have the best week ever, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye.